Hello everyone, we are from Group 2 and today we will present our student discuss. Before we begin, let's us introduce ourselves. My name is Nurzelia Almanita Putri.
I am Adalia Fitria Warapsari.
My name is Zulfa Zahra.
My name is Helena Aina.
My name is Imelda Melia. My name is Nazwa Gisela.
Thank you for your attention. Let's begin our discuss.
Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to discuss the text entitled The Open Market in the Digital Economy. The text explains how money, labor, capital, profit, competition, and monopoly work in modern markets. It also shows that markets today are no longer limited to physical places. Marketplace. I hope each of us can share opinions, examples, and questions so that we can understand both the economic concepts and the English expression used in the text.
Yes, I think this topic is very relevant today. Almost every student has experience with digital market, such as buying products online, using delivery apps, or paying with e-wallet. So, the text is not only theoretical but also close to our daily life.
I agree. From my experience, digital market have changed how people work and earn income. From example, many people are no longer traditional employees. Some become online seller, freelance designer, content creator, or riding hailing drivers. Their income is not always fixed, and this makes the concept of labor more complicated.
That is an interesting point. I think the text help us to understand that labor in economics is usually measured by payment, but in modern life, many productive activities are not easy to classify. For example, someone who creates educational content online may spend many hours working, but their income depends on few followers, advertisement, or platform algorithm.
So, from the beginning, we can see that the text context socio-economic concept with modern digital reality. Money is still used as a standard to measure economic value, but the forms of work, income, and market interaction have become more disparate.
Good summary. Zulfa, Adele, what do you think about the idea that unpaid work may have social value but is not always count as labor in the economic sense?
I think it is a little unfair because unpaid work can be very important. For example, caring for children or helping family members take time and effort. Even if it's not paid, it still supports the economic indirectly. That is a good point, Adele.
Let us move to the next issue, the difference between wage and profit. In the next, regular employees receive wage, while entrepreneurs or independent workers may receive surplus after paying their costs. This distinction is important because it shows that not all income has the same economic character. A wage is usually more predictable, while profit depends on rates, cost, market demand, and business performance.
Yes, and I have seen small business face this situation. A person might sell food dog an online platform, but after paying for ingredients, packaging, delivery charge, and platform commission, the remaining income might not very longer. Many people see sales revenue, but they forget to calculate net profits.
That is why I think digital literacy and financial literacy are very important. In a digital economy, people must understand not only how to sell products online, but also how to calculate costs, risk, margins, and long-term sustainability. Without that knowledge, a business may look successful, but actually produce very little profit.
From this point, I can synthesize that profit is not simply money received. Profit is the surplus after all costs are paid. In modern markets, thus costs might include traditional expenses such as wages and rent, and digital expenses such as online advertising, software subscriptions, platform fees, and data service.
Excellent! Now, let us discuss capital. The text explains that capital is accumulated surplus used to finance future production. In the past, capital was often understood as land, machines, buildings, and equipment. But today, capital might also include software, data, digital infrastructure, brand reputation, and intellectual property. This means that the concept of capital has expanded.
So, capital is not only physical things, it can also be something intangible, like an application, a database, or a strong brand.
That is a very important observation.
I would like to talk about the meaning of market. The text says that markets are no longer only physical place. I think this is easy to understand because we can now buy and sell without meeting face to face. For example, we can order food, buy books, pay bills, and even attend online courses through digital platforms.
In the past, buyer and seller usually met directly. They could see the product, negotiate the price, and building personal trust. Now, trust is often created through rating, review, payment system, return policy, and platform reputation. This is a big change in the market behavior.
Yes, and digital platforms also create new types of competition. Sellers must compete not only in price but also in visibility, delivery speed, product photos, customer service, and online reviews. Sometimes a seller with better digital strategy can outperform another sellers even if the product is similar.
So, competition in the digital economy is multidimensional. It involves price, quality, speed, information, technology, and user experience. This makes the market more dynamic but also more complex.
Good. The text also mentions that in an ideal market, information should be easy, transparent, and inexpensive. However, real markets are never perfect. Information may be unequal, algorithms may influence visibility, and consumers may prefer famous brands even when cheaper alternatives are available. This is why the idea of a perfect market is useful as a theory, but real markets need more careful analysis.
I add something. I
Of course, Adele, please continue.
I think customer review are very important in digital markets. Sometimes I choose a product not because it is the cheapest, but because many people give positive review. So information affects my decision.
That is true. Review can influence demand.
But reviews can also be manipulated, so the quality of information matters.
Now we enter the issue of monopoly. In the text, monopoly is explained as a situation where one seller or a small group of sellers has control over the market. In the digital economy, monopoly power may come from data, platforms, algorithms, patents, networks, and user communities. This is different from traditionally monopoly, which often came from control over natural resources or factories.
I think digital monopoly is very interesting because it can grow very quickly. When many user joins one platform, the platform becomes more useful. Then more people join and competitors find it difficult to enter. This is called a network effect.
From real experience, people often continue using one platform because everyone else already uses it. For example, sellers use a marketplace because buyers are there, and buyer use it because many sellers are there. This market the platform strong and stronger.
That creates a serious policy challenge. On one hand, large platforms may profit efficiency, convenience, and innovation. On the other hand, they may charge high fees, control visibility, collect large amounts of data, and reduce competition. So government must be careful when regulating them.
I can connect this with the earlier discussion. Competition is important because it protects consumer and encourages innovation. However, when a company becomes too dominant, the market might become less fair. Therefore, regulation is needed not to stop business success, but to prevent abuse of market power.
I think regulation is important, but it should not be too strict. If regulation is too strict, companies may be afraid to innovate.
There is a balanced opinion, Adele. Regulation should be protect the public interest while still allowing innovation to grow.
Before we close, I want to say that this text helps you learn economic vocabulary in a meaningful context. Words such as labor, surplus, capital, profit, markets, competition, and monopoly are easier to understand when they are connected with digital platforms and modern business.
I agree. The modern context makes the next more realistic. Students can relate the concept the online shopping, digital payment, delivery service, startup, and freelance work. This makes the discussion more useful than only thinking about traditional market.
For me, the most important idea is that the digital economy does not remove all economy.
To synthesize our discussion, we can say that the open market in the digital economy is more flexible, faster, and wider than traditional markets. However, it also creates new problems, such as unique information, platform dependence, data control, and digital monopoly. Therefore, both economy understanding and proper regulation are needed.
Learn that markets are not just place. A market can also be a system where buyers and sellers interact, even through application or website. I also understand that digital markets can give opportunities, but they also create risks.
Thank you, everyone. Our discussions show that the text is not only about English reading, conversation, but also about understanding modern economy life. We have discussed how money measures economy value, how labor can be paid or unpaid, how profit differs from wage, how capital supports future production, how digital markets operate, and how monopoly power may appear in platform-based economies. We also learned that modern markets are not perfectly free or perfectly fair because information, algorithms, data, and networks effects can influence competition. Therefore, as we understand both the language of economics and the real conditions behind the concepts, I think this discussion has helped us connect vocabulary, grammar, economic theory, and contemporary examples in a meaningful way.
Yes, that was a productive discussion.
I agree. The example made the concept clear.
And the topic is very relevant to current economic change.
The discussion also gave us a complete picture from concept to application.
I feel more confident now. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. That concludes our discussion.